Welcome back, nerds.
We're your host this week. I'm Chad.
I'm Jake. This week we are sponsored by Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes on practically anything.
We're also sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks. Fantastic energy drink with 0 sugars, 0 carbs, and 0 crash.
This week we are also going to be diving into Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead.
And then we'll be continuing our look into the X-Men films with X-Men First Class.
So let's get into it.
This is the All Things Nerd Podcast. Nerd.
Welcome back to the All Things Nerd Podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Keep it. I don't care. I'm human. I fuck up.
That's
Keep
where
it.
we're at. So Jake, how have you been this week?
This week's been pretty good. I've been being promised by the weather people out here that it was going to thunderstorm all week, and it has not fucking thundered one goddamn time.
Aww.
I hate the weather people suck. How do you only... This is way off topic here, but how do you get a job where you can be consistently wrong and still make like $100,000 a year? I don't know how much they make, but
like $100,000 a year, because to be a meteorologist, you basically have to have some form of doctorate.
yeah, it's literally just like, I'm gonna flip this coin. It could rain today. It might not. And that's their job. And it's like, sweet, you a-holes.
It's pretty solid, though.
Yeah. How about you?
Well, to be honest, Jake, I've been really sad this week because you're no longer in Ohio.
Yeah.
And it made me realize how much I don't do with my free time out here because I don't have friends.
Ohio was sad while I was out there, so I can imagine it's pretty sad without me there.
Hey, my apartment is fun. Outside of these walls, I make no guarantees or speak for the state.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so this week, MODOK came out on Hulu. They dropped the entire first season.
Yeah.
You started watching it, right?
I watched the first episode. I fell asleep during the second episode. Not because I wasn't interested. I was just super tired.
Yeah.
I am going to finish watching it. I just didn't get very far.
Yeah, I binged the entire first... It's only 10 episodes, and they're like 25-minute episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it in a day.
Nice.
When it first started.
That Ohio life.
Yeah, well, when you have nothing else to do. Yeah, exactly. The first episode, I was like, hey, look, this is Robot Chicken, but only about Marvel.
Yeah.
And then the credits rolled, and I was like, oh, it's created by Seth Green, so it is Robot Chicken, but only about Marvel. But I kept watching it, and it's good, man. It's quirky, and it has nothing to do with like the MCU. Yeah. Like literally, they just got the rights to use the
It's
characters.
a cartoon.
Well, it's like sophisticated claymation.
Yeah, it's
Robot
Patton Oswalt
plays
as
MODOK.
As MODOK. Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz as his son.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna slap myself for not remembering her name.
The mom.
No, the daughter.
Oh shit!
She plays the CSI officer in Lucifer.
Oh God! I can picture her face in my head.
Yeah,
we just talked about this.
Yeah,
like
we
a
literally
day or two
did,
ago.
and I did not remember her
I don't
name.
remember either. Yeah,
but the show is hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
And it just gets more and more funny, and they actually develop a story with it that carries through the entire season. And yeah, it ended to where it very well, if it doesn't get picked up for a second season, one season it ends at a point where it could be the end of the series, but it also could continue on, and I hope it does, because after literally the first 2 episodes, I was like, I don't know if this is for me. And then by the third episode, I was like, okay. This is something that's bingeable. It's like Robot Chicken or Family Guy. Like it's something that you can just like watch, and it doesn't have a lot of weight to it. It's funny,
Yeah.
But like I said, it doesn't have a lot of weight to it.
I gotta watch more of it. I did enjoy the first episode. But yeah.
Yeah, but also speaking of Lucifer, comes
Yeah.
back on Friday.
Friday, hell yeah. I think
so
the
excited.
final bit of it, is it? Right? This is the end of it, right?
I
Oh,
think
I'm gonna sneeze. It's gonna be on camera. I'm so sorry. Holy buckets.
gross.
Oh, yeah.
Get some Claritin and act like a professional. No, I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, I don't know, because this is still technically season 5, but it's part 2. And when it was picked up by Netflix, it was supposed to go for 6 seasons, but COVID happened, so I don't know if they're just finishing it with a longer part 2 of season 5, or if there is more to come after. I'm fine either way. I love the show, but
Big fan.
I'm also curious how it's going to end.
I'm also excited for, and I hope it happens, and we've kind of briefly spoken about this before, but I would really like to see what Tom Ellis does after Lucifer is done.
Yeah.
I really want him to blow up. I like him.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, he's a fantastic actor.
Speaking of devilish characters,
Ooh,
in
segue again.
In like 2, I know, I love it.
That was solid.
This is why we work. Yeah. And in about 2.5, 3,
Yeah.
is it 2.5 weeks or so?
From when this comes out, it'll be 2 weeks.
Yeah. Fucking Loki, man.
Oh.
I'm so excited for this. And we don't need to go super in depth because we've already done it a million times, but it's coming, guys. And as it
it's gonna be
approaches,
awesome.
we're going to talk about it more and more. And then, of course, as it happens, we'll review the episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. And they're longer episodes. They're not the short episodes like WandaVision.
Yeah, so they're going to be, 45 plus, just like Falcon and the Winter Soldier was.
Yes.
I saw someone basically break down the plot of just like the synopsis that's online of what Loki is, and also like the poster for the show. And the comparisons are wild. This is basically like Marvel's Doctor Who.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, the idea.
Crazy.
So, if you remember in Endgame when the Ancient One is explaining to Banner what would happen if he took the stones, and she shows that timeline, and she goes, "You take the stone and you do this with it, and it branches off this way." And she's showing him you're creating a whole new timeline off of this timeline. And then in the Loki trailer, they show Owen Wilson explaining to Loki, and they show a timeline, and there's like 20 different timelines branching off of the main timeline that Loki created by doing fucking tomfoolery with the Tesseract.
Oh,
and
tomfoolery.
And Owen Wilson was like, "This is what you've done. We need you to help us fix it."
Okay.
And then
wow.
Tom Hiddleston, yeah, wow, this is what you did.
Wow. See, this is how it's supposed to go, but it's over here. Like, wow.
Yeah. Holy shit. So that's what we got coming up, and we're stoked about it. Go check out MODOK. I think that's going to be pretty cool. I haven't got as far as Chad, which, he finished it.
Yeah.
I'm on the episode 2.
If you haven't finished it, you're not as far as I am. But yeah, check it out. I mean, it's solid. Just like, you don't have to pay the most attention to it, but it's funny. And there's references to Marvel galore. Not just MCU, but just Marvel comics.
I saw Iron Man in like the first episode. Iron Man's in it.
Yeah, he's in it a couple of times because MODOK has named him his nemesis.
Nice. Meg steals his boot.
Yeah, well, he gets kicked in the ass so hard that the boot
Yeah,
sticks.
it sticks into
uh,
his. Go watch it. We got some awesome stuff coming up, TV wise and movie wise, and obviously we'll be covering it. I think that being said, we'll go into our first sponsor, and then we'll get into the meat of this episode.
yeah, absolutely.
So sponsor number one, Crybaby Craig's, best damn hot sauce around. Pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes on practically anything. Go ahead.
Yeah, just listen up. We'll be right back. Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. All right, guys, welcome back. So this week, Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead came out on Netflix. Ugh.
Before anything.
Well, spoiler alerts, yeah.
Shut it up. If you haven't watched it, shut it off. Watch it. Come back and finish the episode. Because we're going to go from start to finish here and ruin everything for you. So, you got 1, 2, 3. All right, you're fucked. All right, let's go.
Jesus was a zombie. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what? A buddy of mine, a mutual friend of ours, and I won't say his name on here because I don't have his permission to, but he has a zombie Jesus tattoo on his shoulder.
Mutual friend of ours? Oh, I think I know who it is.
Here's a giant hint. Before I was in a coma.
Initials AJ?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's say before I was in a coma, he was in a coma.
Oh, well, that just might have given it away.
Yeah, but we didn't say his name. That's okay.
So it's fine. He would have to confirm it to cause any sort of reprimand. Are you saying that you do indeed have a blasphemous tattoo? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. No, zombie Jesus.
What's your consensus? I enjoyed it. Quite a bit.
I enjoyed the movie. I had issues with the movie.
I have issues in the best movies. That's just how being someone like us goes.
That's true. And also, I especially tend to have issues with a lot of zombie films. Because we've seen every iteration of zombie.
And everybody has a different take on what zombies are and what they can do and what they can withstand. And same with vampires. We won't get into that, not on this episode.
Yeah,
but
definitely not them. They're sparkly bitches. Those aren't vampires. Those are just fucking goths and body glitter.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm a monster.
And then you just hear the angelic voice of Hayley Williams and Paramore playing in the background. Sounds monstrous.
But so one of the issues that Chad and I had already discussed a little bit was that the zombies in this movie are incredibly strong, like superhero strong. Like they can throw like a 250-pound guy clear across the room with like one hand. I thought that was kind of wild.
And like they tried to explain it as like, oh, these zombies started as like a military experiment, but that doesn't make sense when it comes to an actual zombie because
their body is deteriorating.
Yeah,
their tissue is dying. Their skin and tissue in general, not just your skin, but like your muscle and everything is literally rotting away. So it doesn't make sense that you would be able, and even if you weren't a zombie, if you were, a healthy zombie, like a brand new zombie, you still can't fucking throw somebody across the room like that. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because if Dave Bautista can't do that,
Yeah.
and he's a massive dude. He's in
Yeah.
great shape, strong. His character in the film has military training, so like he's
Yeah.
agile, he's quick. Why would a undead thing that has been rotting
Yeah.
for
Be able
years,
to toss him around like
like it's
you're.
nothing?
I was gonna go dark. I stopped myself. I was gonna go dark. I stopped myself. Uh,
Okay.
I'll tell you when we come to a break. But
Okay.
that's it. I don't want to say it. But yeah, so one of the issues that we both had was how strong the zombies were. It's a little wild. I like. This is also something that Zack Snyder's done in previous zombie movie Dawn of the Dead. I like how fast the zombies were. They're not slow, mindless
Yeah, they're
creatures.
organized. They're like literally like a civilization,
Yeah.
which I thought was cool because it's, that's a take that isn't generally
Well,
shown.
it reminded me of I Am Legend, even though those were vampires, not zombies, but that's what it reminded me of. There
Yeah.
was even the scene in this movie, Army of the Dead, where they were walking through the building and all the zombies were like sleeping and like but on their feet in like weird positions and they
Yeah.
were like ducking under their arms and shit. That was like straight from I Am Legend when he follows his dog, trying to get his dog out of that building,
Yeah.
and he goes in and the vampires are all like sleeping, standing up in there.
Yeah.
Like that was straight from that movie. No offense, Zach. I love you. You're an awesome director, but it's kind of a ripoff.
I love you, but do better.
Yeah.
No, I thought that was cool, and they literally explained it as like, oh, they're literally like in a state of hibernation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it was cool.
Yeah, but they also show that like some of the direct descent, because as like the zombies like multiply, like the intelligence level kind of like gets diluted, like
Yeah.
literally from
Yeah.
like generation to generation. But like the original zombie and like his queen and oh god, you did
Get some
that to me.
Claritin and be professional, okay?
I will fucking fight you.
Yeah.
Even my dog will fight you.
No, she woke up because you fucking sneezed.
Nope,
super
she
loud.
heard you being a douche.
No. I think last time I was there, she was cuddling with me, not you.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. I don't like this. I quit. You can have your tattoo
Who
back.
does this stupid podcast?
But what I did like was that they tried to show that, like, even though they were zombies, that they still, like, retained human emotion and were able to, like, bond and stuff like that. Because,
Yeah.
again, spoiler alert, if we hadn't already ruined enough of this for you, like, Patient Zero, he leads all the zombies, but he has his queen.
Mm-hmm.
And he like legitimately loves her, and she dies, and it shows him crying,
Yeah.
and it's like that's really cool. And then they took it one step further that I thought was just ridiculous and did nothing for the story because it was literally a 1 minute scene, and then that was the end of it. No one fucking cared after that. What was it, Jake?
Well, why don't you say it, and then I'll talk about where it ties into other Zack Snyder films.
Okay. So it turns out that the queen zombie was pregnant somehow.
Because, like, that makes sense.
Because clearly things that don't have a blood flow can, I don't know.
Now-
I don't know how to put this in a high school sex ed class way. Engorge their penis to penetrate the vaginal.
Yeah, if there's no
canal.
blood flow, how would you get enough? How would you get a boner?
Yeah, there's the ability to get
And
a
then
boner is gone.
And then what
what does
kind of ejaculate would you have as a dying thing. Yeah,
Just dust.
just because as a working human body, you reproduce these things, but as a dying thing, decomposing thing, you couldn't. Maybe he had like just the one living shot left in him, you know,
Several
from
years later, because like
from when he was a
it was
human.
he fit this like this takes like years after the fucking
Yeah,
outbreak, and so like was he saving himself for
yeah.
her?
Maybe he just had a fucking just a ball sack of living sperm, and then after he ejaculated into that zombie, and then
God, this
again,
is getting gross. I'm so sorry, Mom.
did he fuck it? Yes. Sorry, mom.
Sorry, Mom.
Did he fuck a dead girl? Because that's necrophilia. Or did he bang a live girl as a zombie and then bite her and turn her into a zombie while he was banging her?
But like,
Because in her
if
womb,
she was alive, then she probably would have been against it, and that's also a big no-no, even in Vegas.
but
Sorry,
hold on.
prostitution is legal in Vegas. If you guys didn't know this, but like, getting fucked by a zombie is probably not.
So
Was he
what
paying
are
with
the mechanics of this?
brains?
If he's a zombie, okay, let's pretend this is all real. He's got a nutsack full of of
I
human
really wish I
sperm.
had the nutsack for my microphone now.
He's got a nutsack full of human sperm from before he turned into a zombie. Okay, he hasn't jacked up as a zombie. Maybe he doesn't like that type of thing, but he runs into a human girl, bangs her. He's like, I'm gonna rape this girl. He rapes her while she's a human, tries to give her a hickey, turns her into a zombie by accident.
Accidentally bites.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Uh,
You get a little kinky in the heat of the moment.
so her womb before she turned into a zombie is also human. What's the mechanics here? Does that produce a weird zombie baby? I don't get it. But where this ties in, this is why I wanted you to say that
Well,
part
first off,
first.
before that, this seems like the same sort of scenario as like not to relate to Twilight, but like they have a baby in Twilight. Like that's a vampire. There's no blood flow there either,
Yeah, they're
and they
dead.
have a baby. Like it's just. I'm sorry, Zack Snyder. It's lazy writing,
Yeah.
and the scene was unnecessary, except
It did.
for
It literally did nothing for the story whatsoever.
the emotion. The emotional connection between those two zombies was already high enough that you didn't need to watch him excavate a zombie fetus out of his decapitated zombie wife.
That makes it's just it's insult to injury that she was decapitated when he pulled the baby out.
Well, he was trying to. I guess he was trying to like save his child, but like,
that was like this big at the
yeah,
time. Like, yeah.
yeah, it was the size of a can of Coke. It's like a tall boy can of Red Bull.
Fuck.
See this floppy disk. Sorry.
But to Zack Schneider maybe has like a fetish for this kind of thing because in Dawn of the Dead, the remake of Dawn of the Dead, because the original was like in the 70s or early 80s, but the remake Zack Schneider made, and it's about a bunch of people who hold up in a mall during a zombie apocalypse, and in this mall, a guy and his wife are in there, and she's pregnant and she's been bitten. And I'm just going to shorten this up. Basically, she gives birth to a zombie baby, and they go to kill her, and they pick up this little bunched up towel on the ground. They unwrap it, and there's this little zombie baby that's like, "Rah!" And then they fucking shoot it, and that's the end of it. But so this
Maybe
is
that's his signature
yeah
on the zombie
this-
world is zombie babies.
Snyder zombie babies that die.
It's like a lightning bolt on the forehead
Yeah.
or glittery vampires. I don't like how many fucking Twilight references I'm making. I'm so sorry. I'm
Well,
sorry to everyone, probably except for my mom on that one.
uh, to give some, we've been shitting on this movie for a little bit now. To give some, we both really enjoyed this movie, but like we said in the beginning of this, we do, as a critic, we kind of shit on stuff. So But this movie was really good. It was a lot of fun. My favorite character was the German guy. His name
Dieter.
evades me at the moment. Eater, yeah. This guy, every
Dieter.
time he sees a zombie or he's about to die, he's like, ah, he like screams like a girl, way higher pitched than I just did just now. It's super funny. He's super.
He's super German.
I was gonna say he's not cocky. He's just like,
Well, he has his moments where he's super cocky. Like
yeah,
the first zombie that he kills was literally like a Vegas bride, like
yeah.
like the super cheap veil and everything. And he shoots her, and he's like, "What? Who just killed? Who just killed the
Oh
bride?
yeah, yeah.
Who just killed the bride? I'm not zombie killing material. What do you
Because
mean? I shot the bride."
Omari's character, that's the guy with the circular saw.
This, yeah,
Yeah, his name is Omari. Oh, I forget his last name. He was Ghost in Power. If any of you have watched Power, watch it. Good show. But he's in this movie, and he's like, we can't bring this motherfucker along. He's fucking just a wuss. He can't kill zombies. Have you ever killed zombies before? So then when he eventually does kill a zombie, he's like, who did you say wasn't zombie killing material? He's like, I just killed the bride. Yeah, that's pretty
yeah.
funny. Yeah,
And
your dog is just showing her vagina to everybody right now.
oh,
Oh,
that's
she
fun.
put it away. She was like, open and close.
What are you doing? Checking out my dog's hoo ha. Uh huh. Uh huh. And then he looks at his dog.
Well, that's not fair. My dog's is always showing because she's missing a back leg.
I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, you're not wrong. Uh, so
moving on.
this movie was a ton of fun. It was
What was it?
it was a good zombie movie.
It was. Yeah, it was
It
a ton of
really
fun.
was. But like
Batista's awesome.
most zombie movies get to be predictable because we've seen 1,000 of them.
Hmm.
Batista's character is great. He keeps talking about like because it's a heist movie also. So he keeps talking about how with the money he's gonna get that he's gonna open up like a food truck, and like anytime that there's like any sort of tension, he like throws out a different recipe that he can use on the food truck. He's like, "What about tofu?
Yeah.
Lobster rolls? Everybody loves a goddamn lobster roll." Like you don't. Well, that's because you don't eat meat. It's fine.
No, but even when I was eating meat, I'm allergic to shellfish, so that.
Oh, that's right. You told me that. I should have remembered. Lobster rolls are delicious for those of you that have not given up on life and still eat meat. I'm just kidding. But lobster rolls
like
are delicious.
Yeah. Come on.
The only difference is your prescription.
Perception.
Pre-
That's a dog. That's a cow.
prescription. Are you saying that there's drugs out there that will make me think that my dog is a cow?
You want to go into this right now? I'll
No,
go into
I don't
this
want
right
to go
now.
into this. No, we're not doing that. But like a lot of zombie movies, I mean, like we said, there's predictable things that happen.
Yeah.
Like Dawn of the Dead, it's kind of left on a cliffhanger. Like, will there be another one? Will there not be another one?
I think it's a solo movie. They just.
I hope so. I just
I
hope
think
that
it's just a. Cause if you haven't seen Dawn of the Dead, the way Dawn of the Dead ends is they leave it open, kind of like, oh, the zombie threat isn't actually gone. And this movie kind of does the same thing. And go ahead.
yeah, and so
Well, you got to explain how he gets where Omari.
So
Gets
Omari gets his ass just tossed by the zombie king.
Oh, like his salad tossed, or
No, just his booty hole. Because he doesn't have a vagine, so you can't toss cock.
tossing a salad is eating an asshole.
It's just oral, is it not?
No, tossing a salad is eating an asshole.
So, guys, I was today years old.
Or I could be wrong, but I don't want to look it up and have that be on my computer.
I'm single. I'll look it up. But so talk about how Omari's character gets his just shit tossed.
So basically, the end of this movie, Before the end of this movie, to add a little bit of context here, is Omari's character is not his name in the movie. That's his real name is Omari. He
God
gets.
damn it.
Am I right? Am I right? Say it.
Jake is right. It's licking butthole.
Anyways, good. I don't know
Fuck.
why I got so excited about that. I licked my microphone like it was a butthole. So, anyways,
It's a stretch out butthole. For those of you that aren't watching, there's a giant foam. It's called a pop filter, but it is half the size of a human face.
a pop filter. I like that.
It's for the peas.
Amari's character
Yeah.
is about to die, and because he's fighting like the main zombie.
The zombie king.
Yeah, and the German guy saves him, but before he does, Omari gets bit on the arm. But then the German guy pushes him into the safe. Like Chad said, this movie is a heist movie. These guys basically decide, hey, during the zombie apocalypse, we're gonna break into Las Vegas and steal all this money. But anyway, so he pushes him into the safe, closes the safe, he dies. Then at the end of the movie, a nuclear strike is put
Yeah, the
put
government
on
decides
Las
to
Vegas.
nuke Las Vegas to kill all the zombies because they've been quarantined in
blows
Vegas.
blows it up, and at the end of the movie, Omari comes out of the safe. He's got all the money, and he is walking through the desert. He finds a trailer, gets a car, drives to the fucking airport, and he's like, "Hey, here's this money. I want to rent this plane." He gets on the plane, takes off. He's drinking champagne. All of a sudden, he doesn't feel so good. Goes to the bathroom. Uh-oh. He shows a zombie bite. He's turning into a zombie. The problem that we have with this, Chad, is you go. I've been talking for a while.
So Jake says that the problem is that it's been like over a day.
No. Before we get there, the problem.
The problem is how long it takes for him to turn into a zombie.
Every single person in the movie that's been bit by a zombie turns into a zombie like.
Yeah, within like a minute or two.
Yeah, and then you go ahead.
And so he's been in the vault of, I think it's the Bellagio, for a while. Jake says like a day, but like if Vegas was just nuked, he's not going to come out of a vault and walk across, the fucking burning ground that was just nuked like 5 minutes after it happened. Let alone walk hours through the desert to maybe find some abandoned trailer that happens to have a running vehicle and then drive for several more hours to an airstrip to then get on a private jet to then drink and then find him as he's flying to Mexico because they say it over the intercom that he's going to Mexico City. I think it's been like a week or at least several days, not like 12 hours.
I think it's been.
It has not been 12 hours. This
like
is why. This is why
half a day.
It's so fucked.
Because he would have turned by then.
Yeah, but the amount of radiation and heat, it disintegrated Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would be so hot, like he wouldn't be able to walk across the ground. It would.
Yeah, no,
be
but like this isn't like a real thing that happened. It's like a movie. So
either way, how long it takes Omari's character to turn into a zombie is fucking ridiculous. It's kind of dumb because he was bitten by the zombie king, which is supposed to be like the most potent zombie anyways.
Yeah.
Bleh. That's all I gotta say about it.
We forgot to talk about the fucking the neck.
Oh, yeah.
Batista's little love interest.
Like kind of love interest, kind of like.
It might have been one of the cooler parts in the movie, honestly.
Yeah. So she dies.
What?
But not from being bitten. Like literally, the zombie king just like grabs her head.
Well, basically, they're having a moment. Batista and this girl are
Well,
like,
she confesses that she loves him basically, and
yeah,
that she hopes that there's a future for him.
they.
And
I
he's
never came here for the money. I came here for you. I love you, and blah blah blah. And he's like, oh, I didn't realize
I
that
thought
this was still an option. I thought I fucked this up a long time ago. And she was like, no, this is a thing. And then like as they're talking, the fucking elevator door opens and there's zombies in there, and the zombie just grabs her by the head and just goes whoosh,
yank
and just turns her fucking head around.
to the point where her spine pops out the side of her neck.
Was hot. What I mean,
That's,
sorry.
that's hot. That's hot. Uh,
It's
on,
brutal. Yeah, that part was cool.
Also, Siegfried and Roy's
Oh
tiger
yeah, tiger. Yep.
just destroys a dude.
Yeah, but like they
I mean,
should
he
have
deserved
done.
it. He was a dick. But
Well, yeah, but they also should have like that tiger should have been like way more in the movie. Like it was in the movie, but it only killed one person the entire movie.
yeah, because it was like a patrol.
Stupid.
It was
They
like
should
a
have had that
guard dog.
tiger fucking murdering people like left and right.
It
Like
fucked that dude up pretty good.
yeah, I know, but it should
Like
have been like
shredded
like
him and then bit his head like it was a
that
fucking
part was cool
watermelon
and like
between a
ripped it
female
up.
wrestler's legs.
Yeah. But
Sorry,
it should
Mom.
have. I wanted that. That tiger should have been like a fucking jaws
Force
in
be
the water,
reckoned with.
like a shark in the water, dude.
I don't even
Like
remember. They didn't. No one killed the tiger.
no,
I mean, the
well,
nuke
it just
did.
died in the nuke. Yeah, that tiger was so cool. I would have liked to see way more kills with that tiger.
Yeah. The tiger
Although
was
they
badass.
did spend some time on the kill that it did make was cool, but
Yeah.
I would have loved to see that tiger like just fucking.
I would have liked to have
taking
seen
names.
that kind of kill, 2 or 3 times in the movie
Yeah,
because it was badass.
yeah. There was some. I mean, there was some cool stuff. The blood was pretty awesome. I wanted
And
it to be a little more.
Well, I also would have liked to see more of it, but they did it in a way where it wasn't over the top campy.
Yeah,
So I was okay with it,
yeah.
but I would have liked to see more too because it was
When
brutal.
people are getting swarmed by zombies, like multiple zombies, I want to see fistfuls of fucking guts coming out and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you didn't see
like,
that much.
This you just saw like sprays of blood pop out, and that was kind of it. You didn't see like entrails come out at all. But yeah, it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. I feel like we shit on it more than we praised it. It is a fantastic movie. Please go watch it.
It is
It's really good.
easily in like my top 3 zombie films.
And let us know what you guys think about it too. We love to hear from you guys. So
Yeah, absolutely. We enjoyed it for how much we talked mad shit about it.
well, I think that we only talked about like 4 or 5 things that we had a problem with it, but we just spent a lot of time on those points. Realistically, for a 2.5 hour long movie, there was so many more like great, amazing things about this movie. It was really good.
And they
The
did
acting,
they did a good
yeah.
job of like developing characters for a zombie film where
I did.
most people died.
I did find something out about myself though, and I think I knew this for a while. I just never really said it. Nicole pointed it out to me. I hate bratty teenage girls in movies.
Oh, you mean
And-
Batista's daughter?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I fucking
They ruined everything.
every time she opened her fucking mouth, I was just like, this fucking bitch, I swear to God. And Nicole is just like, you do that a lot. And I'm like, what? And she goes, every time there's like some entitled, like teenage brat in a movie, you fucking just bitch about her. And I'm
Well,
like,
yeah, because
well,
they're entitled
yeah,
brats.
yeah. And coincidentally, we're also watching Game of Thrones right now. And we're in like the middle of season 2. And Daenerys is starting to be a little bitch.
Oh.
And I was like, remember we watched 2 episodes this morning before she left, and I was like, remember what you were saying last night about me hitting entitled teenage girls? And she goes, yeah. And I go, this takes the cake.
This bitch.
Yeah. So I'm not sexist by any means. I love female lead roles in movies. I just hate the annoying ones. Like Batista's daughter in this movie is like maybe 19, 20 years old. I'm 34 almost. That's a kid to me. Okay, I don't care.
Yeah.
And she's just talking up to Batista like he's like this fucking big, and it's like just pick her up and throw her across the room.
This fucking big is the muscle on his middle finger.
Yeah,
Like,
and then there's just this part in in the movie where she just takes a fucking one clip in a gun with God knows how many bullets left in it, and is like, I'm gonna ditch everybody and go do my own mission. And it's like, what do you think? And she gets outside of the front door of the fucking place where she ditched everybody, and she ends up like hiding and crying in the car. And it's like, what did you think was gonna happen?
yeah.
Like, you have a pistol in a zombie-ridden fucking. As soon as you run out of bullets, you're done. There's only 16 bullets in that gun.
I could listen to you bitch and moan about
Sorry.
shitty,
sorry.
entitled characters for hours.
Nicole brought
But
up the.
we do need to go on to our. I hate to cut you off because I love when you get on a roll like this.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. But we do need to talk about our second sponsor here before we move on.
Is it a teenage girl?
No.
Oh, thank God.
All right, guys. So before we go on to our next segment, we're going to tell you a little bit about Ray's energy drinks. Seriously amazing energy drinks. They also have like protein and supplements. So if you don't like energy drinks, but you like, clean protein and clean energy for your body, listen up. We'll tell you how you can save some money on some Ray's energy drinks or supplements from Rep Sports. So listen up. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Ray's Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with zero crash. Ray's Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, empowered by their refresh formula technology, Ray's Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Ray's Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
All right, guys. As we continue this episode, we're gonna get into our X-Men fetish that we have going on right now. So this was by request that we review the X-Men movies, and this week we are on X-Men First Class. This is the first X-Men movie that goes backwards.
Yeah,
since
so it's
the original,
like the first reboot.
Yeah,
it's also like the first step in the right direction.
So we get the younger versions of these characters, Xavier, and Magneto, kind of get everyone's origins a little bit.
Get a little bit of Mystique, Hank McCoy, as well as some other not as popular X-Men.
Yeah.
Like
which works
Havoc
though. That's the cool part.
Yeah, it goes really well.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, but what's really cool is that we actually get to see, well, besides character development as to like why the characters are the way that they are, instead of just like being thrown into, hey, we're 30, this is who we are. I'm looking at you, the original X-Men. We get to see a lot of their backstory, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we get to see like Charles Xavier, played by James McAvoy, and Eric Lyncher, aka Magneto, who's played by Michael Fassbender. Such a good casting for that role.
Yeah.
I love Michael Fassbender in that role.
I think both of those roles, yeah. I love McAvoy.
I do too. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't need to be half goat, half human as I go through the doorway to Narnia, but if just James McAvoy is there, it's like, hey, Chad.
He was like,
hello.
How, like, what, 17, 18?
Oh, yeah, he was a young actor. And, like, the effects in that film were not
great,
even up to par for the time.
He had, like, hairy sweatpants on.
He was wearing half of a cosplay of Chewbacca. And then just shirtless for the rest of it.
Yeah.
No, but I love James McAvoy. Like, even in Split, which, for what it's worth, not the best of films, but also not the worst of M. Night Shyamalan's films either.
I loved Split. I hated the follow-up.
Yeah, Glass or whatever.
Yeah.
His Split was pretty good. I hated that it ended as like a, ho, we're building a superhero universe, and it was like, fuck off.
Well, you know where like what the first movie was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's based loosely on an actual court case. Well, the character is of like there was a murderer that was found with multiple personalities, and there's like 23 or 24 documented personalities. And they couldn't convict any of the personalities because the one that actually committed the murder didn't manifest until after he was put away.
But the M. Night Shyamalan's movie Unbreakable is what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first one in the...
Yeah, but you didn't know that was going to go anywhere. And then you didn't know that Split was...
Until the end credit scene of Split. And then you're like,
and you didn't know that Split was connected to it either until the end credit scene. Then
Yeah. And then I got so hyped about it, and then the third one was just garbage.
See, I got hyped about it for like 3 seconds, and then I was like, yeah, but M. Night Shyamalan's behind this, so like, how good is it going to turn out? Because he's good for like 2 or 3 movies in a row that are unrelated, but now you have to connect these films, and it's like, how many twists can you throw into this to make it into a straight line?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Three rights barely make a left.
Off topic, way off topic.
Yeah, way off topic. James McAvoy's the shit, though.
Yeah, McAvoy and Michael Fassbender. I love Michael Fassbender. Amazing.
Absolute perfect castings for those roles, if you ask me.
Yeah, agreed.
I would love to see them come back in the MCU. I doubt that we will, because Marvel is known for kind of doing their own thing and then making it work. Surprise.
We do get a small Wolverine cameo in this movie.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman shows up.
Yeah.
So good.
There's like a recruiting scene where...
It's like a montage, really.
McAvoy and Fassbender are finding mutants and like trying to recruit them into their cause. And they run into Wolverine in a bar.
With a cigar. Dude. He's just smoking away, and they come up, they're like, my name's Charles Xavier. I'm Eric Lyncher. And Hugh Jackman literally just goes, fuck off.
He goes, the two of you can fuck off.
Yeah. And then you go, okay. And they leave.
That was it. That was the cameo. It was amazing.
It was a perfect cameo for Wolverine.
Yeah.
But like this entire film like really builds on the characters. You get to see a lot more of Magneto's backstory. Like through Auschwitz. But also what was really cool, because we weren't even truly introduced to Beast or Hank McCoy in the original X-Men trilogy until
Last Stand. He just
X3.
showed up. It was
They
Kelsey Grammer.
They showed like him on TV. I think it was in the first X-Men, but he was not blue.
Oh, that's right.
Looked like a weenie.
Yeah.
But it literally just said Hank McCoy, and that's literally all that it was.
He definitely looked like Frazier or whatever. What I just said his name.
Oh, Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah. Kelsey Grammer,
weenie.
just like with.
He's a weenie. Yeah. He looks like a weenie.
Looked like you covered him in super glue and threw a bunch of blue Furbies at him.
Yeah.
But in First Class, is it Nicholas Hoult?
Nicholas Hoult,
yeah. But they really dive into how Hank McCoy is a genius. And they really develop that because he develops like a supersonic jet. In the X-Men universe, he's the developer of the Blackbird jet.
Yeah.
But it shows how he's kind of in hiding, like hiding his mutant abilities. And then he tries to develop a physical cure. So for mutants that have physical mutations, to where
like Mystique and
to where they don't lose their abilities, but they don't appear different. And that's how we get the Blue Beast, is because he kind of fucked up on that.
It backfires. It does the exact opposite that he wanted it to do. And it brings out his beast. Yeah.
But people like the other X-Men in this First Class, if you will, respond well to it.
Yeah. Well, they kind of give him shit throughout the movie for being like a nerd and kind of a geek. And then once he is beasted out, they're like, you could probably fuck me up.
Your nickname's Beast.
You look cool, dude. Don't fight me.
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
We get a more in-depth look at Magneto and Professor Xavier's friendship, which, as Chad said earlier to me before we were recording, is something that they just kind of talked about. Like, hey, we used to be friends, but they don't actually show the friendship at all.
Yeah,
we get a closer.
It just shows
look at
them
that.
being cordial in the old films. Like, I'm not gonna fight you in person because we're both old.
Yeah, and then you hear like Magneto say a million times,
"Old friend."
Old friend. Yeah. But they don't actually
kind of like
show
Vin Diesel calls everyone in his
family.
racing crew family.
I don't have friends.
I have family.
Family.
And a 12-pack of Corona.
Fucking Corona. I swear to God. I don't want to get into another rant. We'll just
moving on. But we also see how Xavier loses his legs. Not physically, but his ability to use them. Holy crap, he's a cripple. Or holy crap, he's a crapple. Wow, fuck me, I'm so sorry. That was terrible. Oh my God.
Basically, Magneto is like, he's doing a bunch of bad Magneto shit and trying to kill a bunch of people. And Rose Byrne's character, I forget what her name is in the
McTaggart.
movie. Yeah, she tries to stop him by shooting him, and he deflects the bullet, and it goes right into Xavier's back, thus
paralyzing him,
ruining his legs. Then so
Michael Fassbender goes to go fight Kevin Bacon.
No, that happened before what we just talked about.
Oh, so before Xavier gets shot in the back through
before he gets crappled.
Yeah, before he gets crappled through magnetism. Michael Fassbender goes to fight Kevin Bacon, who is also a mutant that basically sparked Fassbender's mutation in Auschwitz
by
by
yeah.
torturing him, basically.
Well, killed his mom in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like he basically Kevin Bacon's character basically puts a quarter down in front of Magneto as a child in
So not
Auschwitz.
Michael Fassbender, but like,
His character,
yeah.
Magneto. Yeah, sorry. He puts a quarter down in front of him and he goes, "Move this, or I'm gonna have this guy shoot your mom." And then he can't move it. Guy shoots his mom. Mom dies right in front of him. And then what happens at the end of this movie with Kevin Bacon and Magneto? This is like my favorite scene in
So
the whole movie.
Magneto basically holds on to that coin. It's a Nazi coin. He holds on to it for like his entire life as like motivation to get revenge. When he finally encounters Kevin Bacon, there's no song and dance to save him. So he lifts the coin using his magnetism powers and pushes the coin through Kevin Bacon's forehead, out the back of his skull, and kills him. But had it just been like, I don't know, 6 inches lower and just like clipped his spine, it really all it would have done to Kevin Bacon was just, make his foot loose.
Yeah. 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 And and like maybe if it didn't kill him, he would have had some tremors or something,
Yeah.
like a tremor.
Yeah, it would have been really
Yeah.
hard for him to cut loose on the front line or the flat line,
Flatliners.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
noise. That was a good tie-in. I like that one.
I'm glad you got it because not a lot of people have seen that movie.
The original.
Terrible
Amazing.
movie.
No, I loved the original Flatliners.
It's
It was great.
It's a cult classic. It's not good, but it's great.
They
We talked
remade it.
about this before.
They remade it with that fucking Juno chick, and it was terrible. But the original
Page.
was
Elliot Page, sorry. She's transitioned, so now it's
Yeah.
Elliot instead of Ellen Page.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry.
Who played Kat in?
Yeah, she
X-Men?
played Kitty Pryde.
Tie-in. Whoop.
Yep. They're all related.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
connected.
Everything we talk about. Yeah.
Basically,
Good.
Michael Fassbender does everything that that old preacher man wanted to do to eliminate song and dance from Kevin
Yeah.
Bacon's life, but he did it permanently.
There's no more dancing for Professor Xavier.
Or Kevin Bacon. Unless you follow him on TikTok and you like his goats.
I do follow him on TikTok, and he's amazing.
He raises goats and like plays songs to him.
He
And
played
and
A
he
Day to Remember
Yeah,
to his fucking animals.
because they're the fainting
That's
goats.
amazing.
They're the
So
fainting goats.
amazing.
So when like one jumped off the other one when it was going wild, and the other just like toppled over and like fainted and just like went stiff. Yeah, the disrespect your surroundings.
Anyways,
You do that silently.
I did do it.
You live in that town too, huh?
That was just for me.
No music.
Yeah.
No music allowed.
My dad, John Lithgow, is in the next room. I don't want him to.
Thank you. I couldn't think of John Lithgow's name when I brought it up earlier. Oh, that's embarrassing. But yeah, no. So First Class, even though we made a lot of jokes, really started to right a lot of wrongs from the original X-Men films and develop characters in the right way. And it lasted for a few of the movies.
Yeah. And we'll get into, I mean, next week would then be, if we're going to continue X-Men, would be the Wolverine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's going to be
one of the best.
One of the best. There's like 3 that tie for me. It's that one, Logan, and Days of Future Past are probably like my 3 favorites.
This is why we're best friends.
This is a good one. Okay, well, I think, oh shit, I'm so sorry. That come through on there, like,
It wasn't bad.
all right. Anyways,
Jake's he got a new mic stand today.
Yeah, I don't know how to use it yet. It's just here. Um,
Sounds like me in puberty. Uh, sorry, not sorry.
that being said, I think that wraps up the stuff we wanted to talk about. They're nerdy. We have some shout outs we want to throw out there. We got
Yeah, so some shout outs that we have. I still want to continue giving a huge shout out to Jerry Ma for coming on our show a couple weeks ago. His Kickstarter is still live until June 4th. You just go to Kickstarter.com, search for Kickstarter.com, search for The Monkey King. It's literally the first thing that pops up. He's already started, because he's hitting so many of his stretch goals, he's already started donating to those local businesses. But you still have an opportunity to get your hands on his reimagination of the Monkey King and get your name in the thank you notes. And then the link for that will be in the show notes as well.
Yeah.
Then other shout outs that we have, Jake.
Yeah, so another one we're going to shout out to is we are getting new shirts, both for Mustache May and our Sorry Mom shirts. That is from my friend Renee at Mama Bird Clothing Co. And she does awesome
Seriously,
work. Our first shirts that we had.
Shirts.
Yeah.
The softest shirt that I own, and I can't wear it on the podcast because that's a little too self-conceited.
A little pretentious, yeah. I almost wore it, yeah.
I wear it all the time, just not on camera.
I follow her, well, obviously I follow her on TikTok, and there are so many videos that I see on her TikTok where she's wearing our shirt. It's hilarious.
That's awesome. They're honestly some of the softest shirts.
Yeah.
Fantastic quality print. It makes it feel very like a vintage shirt.
Yeah.
That's just been like worn into the perfect level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so
again,
excited for those shirts.
That's Mama Bird Clothing Company. Co is for short for company, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mama Bird Clothing Co. Yeah, she's awesome. Thank you, Renee, if you're listening. And also we have one more thing going right now.
Yeah,
if you haven't noticed.
It's still the month of May. If you haven't noticed my social awkwardness of me just playing with my facial hair, twirling a mustache for no reason. I'm not doing anything maniacal. But am I? No, it's Mustache May. For those of you that don't know, the month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Jake and I did a competition to see who voted for their favorite host on the show, and I lost, which meant that Jake got to pick the shape of my mustache that came from my glorious beard. It's no longer here. Jake also shaved because we are donating to the suicide prevention hotline for the month of May for Mustache May and mental health awareness. He just got to pick a less obnoxious mustache for himself.
I think it's just that my stubble has grown in a lot more.
Well, also,
so
you didn't pick a curly Q mustache. You just picked a slightly overgrown cop stash, or porn stash. It was somewhere between the Magnum PI and the Hulk Hogan.
But I won.
He won, so he got to pick it himself, and I got stuck with being everybody's Huckleberry. The Doc Holliday.
Oh, I know what it meant.
Yeah, I'm just everybody's Huckleberry, I guess, because of you. Yeah, did that end in your drink?
Did it? No.
Oh,
next to it.
I
that would have been.
I heard
hilarious.
ice rattle when you flicked your pen. Sorry,
my glass for sure.
But also in our show notes, there will be links to donate to the suicide prevention hotline. There's also links on our Linktree, which you can find on our website, on all of our social medias. Oh, sorry. And then there's also an actual post on our Facebook where you can just donate directly from that.
Yeah.
It's a great resource, guys.
Yeah.
So please
Do something, even if
do
it's
some-
just a
even if
couple
you-
bucks.
even if you're not in a position to give, share the post.
Yeah. Yes.
Because
Yes.
you might have friends that are in a position to give that don't listen to the podcast. Even if they don't become listeners, but they give to the cause for
That's
the
what we
suicide
want, yeah.
prevention hotline, that's all that matters. Because people need that, and they need our help. So, not to get too heavy or too dark on that, but
Do you just call yourself heavy and me dark?
well, I mean, do you own a mirror? I do. I know that I'm heavy, and I look at you, and you are darker than me.
I think please give to these things if you can, even if it's a couple bucks. Like Chad said, share it if you can't. Donate, that's fine. Most importantly, I think as an ending note, we love you guys. Keep listening.
And thank you for letting us get to this point.
No,
we've exceeded expectations.
we have
several times.
We have quadrupled our expectations on this, which is amazing.
We literally expected
12.
one of our significant others and our moms.
Our moms.
And that's why we apologize to them every week.
I'm pretty sure my mom doesn't even listen.
My mom calls me every week and was like, I started to, but you're so vulgar. And I'm like, if you listen long enough, I apologize for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgiveness. Forgiveness is the way.
That's for imagination, not forgiveness, but still. But yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking around. It's been 16 very short weeks, and we have so much more coming. And we love you. And with that, Jake is going to be gross, and then we're going to cheers out. And this has been the All Things Nerd podcast.